Hey, what's up, all? Let's do a wrap up of day 3 of the 2011-2012 Dice United Premier League tournament. We're going to go through the rounds, and the first thing I got to do is I just got to do a caveat that my last recording of a game had a major error in it and claimed the wrong winner. It went back to review to the Premier League Dice United central headquarters and said, yeah, bro, you got that wrong. And it concerns something that we'll talk about here in just a minute. But let's go to the game here. This was against, on the right side of the bracket, which I'll show at the end of this, West Brom versus 14 Stoke City. Stoke City was known as Attack City by the announcer in the first round because it was all Stoke City. Well, just the opposite in this game. I thought it'd be a little bit more. I thought it would be pretty even on who attacked, but there were more pitch battles than I thought. But you can see here in the first, up until the 72nd minute, it was all West Brom. There was no Stoke City action going on there. West Brom got a goal by James Morrison in the 21st minute. Stoke City had a good save in that time as well. West Brom had all kinds of chances to score. Lots of misses. You can see the misses going on there and the saves. So good job, Stoke City defense, keeping them out of the box. Just the one goal, so they felt okay going into that half. At the 72nd minute, it changed. Stoke City attack, 2 attacks, a corner kick, and then in the 84th minute, they shot. Matt Upson scores a goal for Stoke City, tying it up, quieting the West Brom crowd just a bit. Then we kind of went on, and then it was a tie game, so we had to go into, but you can see this, the game just wouldn't quite end. Lots of shots high. West Brom again attacked. Stoke City had 2 during regulation time with stoppage time, just 2 attacks in the whole game, and they tied it 1-1. Pretty impressive Stoke City. Good goalkeeping, and just West Brom not capitalizing on that. I think that'll hurt them in their next round, which is a little bit of a spoiler alert. When they go against Chelsea, you'll see what happens here. We go into the full time 1-1. So we're going to do the 2 15-minute halves. Immediately at the 95th minute, there is an own goal, and this is what was called wrong. So it says own goal on there, and I was like, own goal? Wow. So it's like a bad thing. But when you look at that attack chart on the Dice United chart, everything is positive for there's keeper checks, there's saves and all that, but everything's positive for the attacking team. That's an attack. But what's happening is it says own goal, and it's like you get a roll 100 and it's a bad thing. Well, no, I don't think so. I don't think that's the case. So I think it's an own goal against Stoke City. So I've reversed that. If that's wrong, and there's a Dice United person on here, I'll probably go ask on the Facebook group. But I'm going to give it to West Brom because it seems like it only makes sense that it's a positive, and it really shouldn't be penalized. I don't think it's a negative. There are no negatives on here. It's all even, like 99 is a handball for the attacking. Against the defending team for the attacking team. So, so West Brom, they have an own goal against Stoke City. So now it is 2-1 West Brom. But in the 120th minute plus 1 stoppage time, Stoke City said, this is not over. Stoke City owned the extra time. Stoke, attack. It was just the opposite. But they capitalized and they got a score. It is tied up 2-2. But in the 123rd minute of stoppage time, West Brom says, we are not going to have this. And they scored Paul Scharner on a keeper check. Shot on goal straight up. Paul Scharner scores and puts them in to the second round. To day 5. Their second round, day 5 against Chelsea. All right, let's go to the same. We'll stay on the right-hand side of the bracket here and go to the 11-18 game. Kid, the 18th team, Bolton, continue their Cinderella run. Let's see what happens here. This is the shortest first half I've ever seen. I had just had 3 moments of Swansea, Bolton, and a pitch battle. Nothing happened there. We go into the halftime 0-0. Swansea comes out immediately and attacks in the 48th minute. And it says, let's just put a quiet to Bolton there and score a goal. Danny Graham scoring his first goal of the tournament. Swansea again says, fine. In the 54th minute, 6 minutes later, Scott Sinclair does a penalty kick because there was a handball in the box. He scores a goal. Now 2-0. putting the stamper on that Swansea. Bolton starting to feel a little deflated and thinking their Cinderella run might be done. In the 79th minute, Swansea says, yeah, it's done. And Danny Graham, again, gets his second goal for the tournament and the game. Keeper check, and he scores a goal. So making it 3-0. The game does end 3-0. The favorite Swansea advances 18. Bolton enjoyed their extra tournament round that they shouldn't have been playing in anyway, and they have to go home. Hopefully they can do better next year. Let's go to the left side of the bracket. Let's look at the 12 and 17 game. This is, that says 12 and 17, and I have 14 and 17 here. Let me check the bracket real quick here. Yeah, that should have been 12. They're not 14. That's probably a typo. Let me fix that there. The 12 and 17. So another Queen's Park wanting to continue their Cinderella run. Now let's see what happens here. You probably already saw it. In the 20th minute, Queen's Park initially at 3 minutes started it, and they attacked. They said, well, let's start it. And they kind of kept their run going, which is fun to see. Keeper check, keeper controlled it. 20th minute, Norwich said, he said, nah, we're not going to have any of that. And they scored a goal. Grant Holt gets the Norwich's first goal in the tournament because this is their first to play. They had a bye. So they go. But in the 11 minutes later, Queen's Park says, no, we want to win and we want to continue our run. Haidar Helgensen gets a goal and makes it 1-1. Therefore, going to halftime, it's a 1-1. It's kind of it is a nice back and forth here, actually. It was, a couple of attack, back and forth. That was fun. Not much happened. We had, actually, Queen's Park was really wanting to win this game here. There were 2 saves by Norwich City here and some yellow cards. Shot sails high. Norwich, Queen's Park going back and forth, and Norwich shut it down in the 90 plus 5 minute, the 5 minute stoppage time with an attack. Scored their goal. Steve Morrison nails it down, sends Queen's Park home, shuts down that Cinderella story as well. Fans were kind of thought Queen's Park might be able to come do what the 18th couldn't do, and they couldn't do it either. So it was looking like the favorite teams, which I think we're going to see more in this tournament. That's kind of what this thing goes. So it's Norwich 2, Queen's Park 1. Let's go to the last game of the day, 9v13. Let's see if we can get ourselves an upset. This is number 9, Fulham. This was the first game of the day, 13, Sunderland. Fulham came out attacking. First 3 attacks, 1, 6, 18th minute going. Had a good save by them, and then Sunderland came back in the 26th minute to attack, and Fulham saved that. First half was just really back and forth and ended up in kind of some pitch battles. The teams were wearing down a little bit. Going to halftime, 0-0. Oh, I'm sorry, 0-0. There's a name for that, too. I can't remember what the name of that when it's tied. You can see kind of the Fulham kind of dominated, and it matters. Sunderland saved. And Sunderland said, well, so Fulham dominated, but Sunderland got it because they got a free kick and a goal. David Vaughan got another goal. And I think it was we'll look at the goal scoring so far. Fulham tried to come up, shot high over the goal, and then a yellow card on Sunderland ended the game. Fulham goes out. We have an upset for this round. 13 Sunderland 1, Fulham 0. Let's go take a look at the bracket. Well, let's go look at the goals first real quick. So right now we have 3 people with 2 goals. We have Danny Graham from Swansea City, David Vaughan, Sunderland, and Sean Derry from Queen's Park. But Queen's is out, so they won't be scoring any more goals. You got the games played too. So there are leading goalers. And we'll have to see how this kind of fleshes out at the end. I'm not sure how to really look at this. We'll have to probably break it down by the teams that are. So I'm probably look at the final 4 teams to look at who the player of the tournament is. But and I know in real life there's other things to look at. But let's look at the bracket. We'll start here with that game we just talked about. Sunderland Fulham right here, 1-0. So Sunderland won their first round against the Wolves 1-0, and they won this game 1-0. So they're squeaking by. They're coming against Newcastle next on day 5, 2 days from now. Let's see what they can do. These games, the further apart they get, the tougher it's going to be for these. So it's going to be a really tough game for them. Let's stay on this side of the bracket. Queen's Park coming across their upset against Aston Villa 2-0, wanted to do it again, but couldn't quite make it happen. Norwich City shuts them down 2-1 and move on to face Liverpool in the day 5 matchup. Just so you know, and so you can see it, I don't know if you can see it, but the winner of this game will place number 1 Man City. So save your energy, boys. The winner of this game will face number 4 Tottenham. And this will be the last of the bye rounds here. Up here, the game of the day was Stoke City, West Brom. Stoke City. Yep, I need to change that. Okay. Yeah, so there was one upset. Okay, so one upset, 13-9. So anyway, West Brom won it, as we discussed, game of the day, 3-2 against Chelsea. We'll see how that goes. It seemed like pretty even teams. And finally, Bolton really hoping to keep, the ones that went to that extra overtime, pretty worn out from that game. Swansea just took advantage of that. Day one, a long extra game with all those penalty kicks. But it's a great win over Wigan. Not shut them down 3-0, and Swansea continues on 7-11. So that'll be the game of the day for day 5. That's when we'll broadcast here. As we go into the next round, the winners of this game will face Man U. Good luck. And the winner of this game will face Arsenal. These games will be pretty dominant. And so, I played a tournament against just the top 4 teams. I think I had them each play each other, and it pretty much ended up the same ranking. I think Tottenham was 0-4, 0-3 for sure. I think Arsenal might have come up over Man U, but this game, when you start to play mini games, it's going to pretty much level out the way the season went because the numbers, the way they're designed. But I think it's great for this tournament setting. So, because, you get the upsets and it's fun. I hope we can see a couple upsets in the next round. Just makes it an enjoyable thing. But if not, that's fine. Hopefully we get some good games, some fun calls, and that's it. So that's the day 3 wrap up in the tournament. Looking forward to the next ones. I hope you all enjoying it. Let me know what you think, and we'll talk to you all next day. See ya.